To me, a multimedia journalist is someone who's versatile, quick on his or her feet, and able to tell stories in many different ways. I'm Jeremy Meyer, a student at Iowa from Marblehead, Massachusetts, aspiring to make my mark in the media. I've spent the last 3 years at KRUI, the student radio station on campus. I've written columns, hosted weekly talk shows, and called play-by-play for Iowa football and men's basketball. I've also broadcasted Iowa volleyball for Learfield Sports and Iowa baseball for the Big Ten Network. This is my resume reel, where I will demonstrate my shooting, editing, and writing abilities as an adaptable multimedia journalist. Thanks for watching. At the state capitol in Des Moines, Republican Senator Mark Chelgren has proposed a bill that would allow Iowa schools to fire professors who fail to score above a minimum threshold on their exit student evaluations. Dr. Anita Schmidt, an associate professor in Iowa's College of Education, is skeptical of the proposition. She says professors in different colleges cannot be judged on the same playing surface because not everyone is similarly trained in ways to effectively teach their course materials.
Almost every other discipline, you're working with professors who didn't study becoming a teacher or being a teacher. So I think that we're sort of at an unfair advantage here. That's ridiculous.
Now, the way the bill is currently written, the schools in Iowa would have a chance to select their own criteria that their professors would be graded on. Still, for the students sitting in these seats, it could give them just a little too much power.
That's how Camden Palmisano feels, a Hawkeye student who believes the final grade bears a big weight in how students receive their professors.
You know, the teacher who really isn't doing the job, he gives all the A's, so all the kids, of course, say, yeah, he's doing a fantastic job because, hey, they're getting A's. And I think that's, I think that's wrong.
The bill is stuck in the Senate subcommittee, momentarily letting professors focus on returning their scores to their students. Jeremy Meyer, Daily Iowan TV.
Welcome to UITV News. I'm Cassandra Santiago.
And I'm Jeremy Meyer. New this morning in Baltimore, 6 cops have been charged in the death of Freddie Gray. After a medical examination, it was ruled a homicide. Baltimore State Attorney didn't immediately say who would be charged. Throughout the week, a lot of damage was done in Baltimore. The riots left nearly 100 officers with injuries, and almost half needed emergency treatment. In addition, 15 structures and more than 100 vehicles were set on fire. The curfew will remain in place throughout the weekend. Behind the register at Food for Thought in the main library, Terry Andershak watches the bustle of collegiate life return to campus after a week away. When considering where the students went, a recent survey on the week-long siesta suggests that over half of college students traveled somewhere to relish spring break. But a social spring break is hardly the only option. Just 2 years into offering university-sponsored alternative service trips, the Center for Student Life sent Hawkeye contingents to 8 cities around the country last week. With 45% of the student body from out of state, some Hawkeyes were homeward bound.
Well, my parents live, so it's like 3.5 hours away. Break means a chance to see my family, a chance to get away from the schoolwork, get away from the kind of the stress, and just kind of think about something else for a week.
Those with neither a place to go nor the stresses of the semester could simply stay in town and put their feet up. Jeremy Meyer, Daily Iowan TV. Aside from welcoming visitors to the Capitol, there are few instances where Des Moines' Senate chamber stands and applauds in unison. But Democratic Senator Jeff Danielson's latest idea could yield more than a golf clap. Danielson is leading a bill geared towards helping pilots find their wings in the workforce. The bill says all state veterans, quote, are entitled to preference in appointment and employment over other applicants of no greater qualifications when applying for work in the public sector.
I think if you've offered yourself up for public service like I have, I'm a Navy veteran. I then went to the firehouse, and I'm a career firefighter back home, and then I ran for Senate. I see that all as a continuum of service.
The public sector is the portion of the economy controlled by government spending, an area where Danielson believes that these veterans can be supported. The state's voting record is an encouraging trend for the future of the bill. Since 2012, only 2 votes in either chamber have been cast against legislation affecting the funding the government provides to former service men and women.
Dating back to the Civil War, the state of Iowa has traditionally housed the highest number of veterans of any state in the nation per capita. Since February 2010, the Hawkeye State has seen the largest job growth gains of any state in the 50. Now, with jobs in the public sector currently on the upswing, veterans in Iowa have ample opportunity to continue their honorable service. Jeremy Meyer, Daily Iowan TV.